And let's begin with Julian Samboko. Now, the spread of the coronavirus, a major public health emergency, but with business grinding to a halt and thousands staring at job losses, it is increasingly morphing into an economic emergency, isn't it, Julian?
Absolutely, that's right, Ken. Already the government has stepped up measures to arrest the economy's decline, with the central bank reaching out to the IMF and the World Bank for as much as, get this, 100 billion shillings emergency support. Let's now take stock of how businesses are counting the cost. Ideally, this restaurant and bar would be busy with heavy foot traffic on a lunchtime such as this. Now, unoccupied seats, tables are tucked in one corner, and staff are sitting pretty much idle. Consumers are keeping away from the virus and, by extension, such places. We meet the team leader, Robert King'ori, who puts into perspective the scale of impact that this is having on his business.
From the onset of the first case being reported, I believe that was Friday the 13th, immediately we started seeing a slowdown in business. From the 13th to the 20th, I mean, our revenues were down almost around 60%. So, and that is just people staying away from social areas.
Like many other business persons, King'ori is now hanging on to alternative means of satisfying his customers' needs, even as his outlet remains a ghost town from dusk to dawn. And yet, despite all this, he still has his daily costs to meet.
We have our delivery partners. Between that, we believe that we'll be able to at least push on some kind of business to our guests. I do not believe that we have that many deliveries that can sustain us.
Over the last 1 week, the government has undertaken a raft of measures aimed at cushioning businesses from the adverse effects of the coronavirus, notably engaging commercial banks to extend more favorable loan repayment terms to borrowers. King'ori, however, feels there's a lot more that can be done to cushion businesses.
They can do something with the taxes. We are heavily taxed. There's VAT, there is catering levy, and 2%. There's our corporation tax, those who are due some VAT refunds. This is the time that we need that cash back.
I think we don't have the fiscal space. Looking at the current performance in the fiscal year, already we have a financing gap of close to 90 billion. So already we are underperforming in most of those measures. So from that fiscal point, I don't think we have the kind of policy levers that you see even in the other developed nations that they have.
The effects of the virus on the economy extend beyond the small and medium-sized businesses. Large corporations such as Kenya Airways are rationalizing expenditure, with staff taking pay cuts. The country's flour companies are downsizing as export markets are rendered unreachable owing to disrupted supply chains.
They can be what we at Cyton like to call a business stabilization fund. Unfortunately, the transmission of it is difficult because a lot of those who are suffering, almost 80% of Kenyans who will suffer with the shutdown in the economy, are in the informal sector. How do you reach them?
Reacting to the coronavirus, the Central Bank of Kenya has slashed its growth projection for the Kenyan economy from 6.2% to just 3.6% in 2020. It goes to show just how much of a hit the country is taking from the effects of the spread of the virus. Revenues are falling, jobs are being lost, and households are being left desperate and uncertain about their future.